Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. What is going on, guys? We are live today on Privy. It is Deal Finding Friday. Nothing's more exciting, guys, than finding a deal at the end of the week on Friday. And I'm telling you, I don't know what it is about Fridays, but guys, there's just something special in the air. Everybody wants to do a deal on a Friday. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to jump right into it. I don't want to waste any time. I'm going to show you guys how I use Privy to find deals, and guys, how you can literally find deals in minutes. It's wild. So let me share my screen with you. Let me present my screen. And I'm going to walk you through what I'm kind of doing as we're going through it. All right. So if you guys have seen me chat before, what this is my email inbox that I use for my Privy account. So I had set up filters in Privy so that every single day Privy is sending me the properties, the exact deals that I want to be looking at. So I don't need to go look through hundreds and hundreds of houses and listings on my own. Nope, I can just set some filters and Privy will do all the hard work for me. And all I have to do is look at, the 4, 5, 6 houses that Privy says, hey, this is exactly what you're looking for. And then I just have to pick from those few, which one or two do I want to call. So let's look at the most recent email I got. All right, we're going to start from the bottom. Orlando. All right, let's take a look at this. Now, what I'm doing is I'm just kind of looking through this quick. I'm trying to figure out, is this something that is worth my time to call? Now, Orlando is one of my main markets. I love Orlando. All right, so we're kind of South Orlando here. Let's take a look at these picks. So we've got a 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,500 square feet. Love that. Built in 2002. So not that old. Let's take a look at some of these pictures. Okay, not bad. Now, few things. Let's take a look at this. Now, right off the bat, I am not seeing anything glaring that's like, oh my gosh, this needs a ton of work. We look on the inside. Yeah, are there things that could be updated? Things that could be nicer for sure, 1,000%. Is this worth my time to call right now? I don't know. Let's take a real quick look at fantastic deal. Okay, that is kind of unique language that I don't see too often. If I do see someone talking about, oh, this is a great deal, that's an indicator to me, hey, there's some motivation here. Hey, investors, take a look at this property. We want you to call us. Let's see. No association fees. I like that. I'll be honest. I am not too sure. Let's take a real quick look here at the comps. Now, here are the things that I like about this. This price point, I like this in Florida. In Orlando, man, sub 300,000. That's where I like to be, especially when we're at that low 200s. I love that. I'm also taking a real quick peek. Why? Because I just want, if everything in here was selling for like 150, then I'd be like, okay, we're pretty far away on price. But there's a couple things here that sold for 380. I just want to take a real quick look. Okay, so that's like a new build. Is this the same thing? Right, so definitely a different caliber of house, but this could be a great rental. So I'll tell you what, this is a maybe. Now, if I'm you guys, I 1,000% would call this, right? But we're on a tight schedule and we want to find the absolute best thing possible. So let's take a look at one or two others. But I'm going to keep that one here because we might look at it. Oh, we've looked at this one before. I don't like that one. All right, let's see. Ruskin, this one's in Tampa. Let's see, do we have Orlando? I know I've got a bunch of Tampa stuff here. Winter Park. Yeah, let's take a look at this one. Oh yeah, does that look like it could use some work? You betcha. You betcha. So, block home, side entry, fenced yard. Listed 2 days ago for $340. That seems like it's a little on the pricey side. Let's take a real quick look at comps. Let's see what else we got here. So that's a 2-1. That's a 2-1. Wow. Okay. These so guys, when I'm looking at comps, the first thing I want to look at is I want to look right in that immediate area. Right? I'm not even looking at necessarily, oh, let me get the exact beds, baths, all that stuff. No. I want to look at what is right here in this immediate area. That's going to be the most important thing for me, because even if it's a similar comp, but it's, all the way over here, right? Or it could be a totally different neighborhood, totally different price ranges, right? Perfect example is, right, this is definitely within half a mile, right? This is just down the street, but this is selling for 1 million, this is selling for 1.7. Now let's see, it might be something totally different, but yeah, these are houses, right? Single family houses. That's why it's so important. So we got to look at what neighborhoods are we in, because this same house, even if it was just a few blocks over, it would be a totally different story. So now this had a before and after button, so let's click on that. Now it's in the same condition. Let's see, when did they buy it? So they bought it literally a month ago. So this is probably, my guess, okay, it's a trust. So this is probably an investor looking to flip it. I'm going to put this one on hold. Reason why, 340, way out of our price range, and it's only been listed for 2 days. So let's go back. Let's give this one a call. I like this house because this is kind of like that in between. So I'm going to copy and paste that brokerage and the agent's name. And we're going to find or look for this person's cell phone number. Boom, right here. Let's give David a call. All right. Let's see. 407 545 3283. All right. Let's call David.
The call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message.
Let's try calling David one more time.
Your call has been forwarded to an automatic voice message.
Boring. All right, so David's not picking up. Let's look. Let's see what else we got. Castleberry. I like Castleberry. Listed 35 days ago. I like that too. All right, now let's take a look at the house. So not in bad shape. Now, guys, I talk about this a lot. When I'm looking at pictures, like some people look to be like, we could update the bathroom. Like this could use a new kit. But like the number one thing that I look at when I'm trying to figure out, is this worth my time? Is it worth my time to call? And guys, this is where Privy's so great, because when we talk about, you don't need to spend 10 hours cold calling people. In fact, that's an incredibly inefficient and ineffective way to find deals. This is a method where, one, let the tool work for you, right? Use Privy filters. Privy did 90% of the heavy lifting for me. Now I'm just doing that last 10% of, hey, who's worth my time to actually hop on the phone? Now, why don't I like this? Because guys, I'll be honest, there's really not that many indicators of distress, right? When I look at this house, could it be updated? Let's see, where's the kitchen? If I can find the kitchen. Could somebody throw in Granite County? Yeah, sure, they could. but do you need to? Something really important to take in mind. And when we're talking to people and we're trying to get properties at a discounted price, the number one thing I look at is there value that we can bring to the table? Because guys, that's what justifies you getting paid, right? By the value we're able to bring to other people. And as wholesalers, as investors, as fix and flippers, the value comes from, hey, are we able to are they in a really difficult situation that only we know, or are able to get them out of? Or is the property, is there something specific that we can add value to that property? If the answer to both those questions is no, not worth our time, right? And probably not worth the other person's time either. So let's go back. All right, so we're going to look at some in Tampa. Let's look at these two. Let's take a look at this 3-1. A little small. I want to see some more of these pictures. Now this looks, yeah, it looks pretty decent. To own or invest. Now they're probably looking for a buy and hold person. No problem with that, just probably not what I'm looking for. They also don't really have that many pictures. And it's been listed for 53 days. I like that a lot. So, wow, they bought this last year. Some 20 grand. That's actually what they paid. Somebody's going to be doing all right. Now, let's take a look. What are things actually selling for? Now, when I see something's been listed for 53 days, I could care less what this price says. I could care less. Why? Because in one phone call, they could literally drop this by 100 grand. It's happened more than once. Yes, with real estate agents. So time and motivation is a big part. Don't put too much weight on, listed price, or even if you're talking directly to a seller, their initial asking price. Guys, that stuff can drastically change. All right, so what were we looking at? We were back at comps. Man, I don't know. Things moving really slow for me right now. There we go. Oh my goodness, look at all those properties. All right, so what we're gonna do, we are gonna zoom in. I hope I'm not lagging for you guys. My screen's pretty choppy, so I apologize. All right, so real quick peek, 340, 355, love it. And let me just get an idea of what types of houses. All right, so that's a 6.2. I wonder if that's a duplex. It is. So this is a side-by-side duplex, totally different type of property. All right, let's look at this one for 340. I like this. A 4.2 is and ours is a 3.1. Now this is also double the square footage, but gives me a good idea. I just want to take a quick peek at this just to make sure it's not a duplex. Yeah, I don't think it is. Beautifully renovated. 4.2. Oh, I'm just curious now. All right, so the reason why I looked down here is because I was really interested to see, did this person, add a bedroom and a bathroom to it? But they picked it up for 155. Good for them. So let's call this house. So there's investor activity going on right in this neighborhood, same block. So there is opportunities. Now, why am I calling this house? They don't have very many pictures. It's, from the pictures they do have, doesn't really look like it needs a bunch of work, right? The inside actually looks really nice. Why am I calling this? Because it's listed for 53 days. It's listed for 53 days, and it talked about being a good investment opportunity. So is it worth a 5-minute phone call? I would say yes. Let's go to David. All right. Let's look up, was it Emmeline? Am I saying that right? I'm probably saying that so wrong. All right, let's give her a call. 407-491-7167.
Hola, buenas tardes, Emily.
Hey, Emmeline?
Yeah, it's me. Hi.
Hey, Emmeline. This is Nathan Valle. How are you doing? Oh, are you able to hear me okay? You're coming through a bit broken.
Yeah, and now I on the in the doctor.
Oh, you're at the doctor's?
Yeah. If you can call me in a few minutes.
I actually just had a real quick question about the property on 14th Street.
Okay.
I was looking at it. I'm really interested in it. I like the property a lot. I'm looking at it as a potential investment opportunity, and I was wondering if you could maybe just tell me a little bit about it. Anything in particular that you think would be important for someone like me to know.
They renew everything. What is the address? Is it 83?
Yep. Yeah, 8303.
8303. Yeah, 14. Yeah. They renew completely. It's a good opportunity for, and you can make an offer, depend the investors told you. And the good point, they are ready to, take it one offer.
Okay.
Roof new, everything inside is new. The property, maybe more details, cosmetic details, but for sure all the material they use it, electrical, plumbing, they working really well in that part.
Okay. Now the house I see you guys have it listed here for 235. It looks like a beautiful home. Sounds really nice. I guess what's kind of been holding people back from kind of buying it? I guess what do you think's been holding people back?
I really, that is the reason. Maybe you can go and see the neighborhood if something you like it or no. Just depend on the people living, because and that to square, around that every start to make better the house looking. A lot of flipping house, a lot of new homes around.
Okay.
It's close to downtown.
Okay. Got it.
It's close to downtown.
Most people have had an issue with kind of the neighborhood, or they're not a big fan of the neighborhood.
Yeah, something like that. But I knew a lot of neighborhood because I make open house. I knock a lot of doors, and from the right on the left, the people start to make better neighborhood.
Okay.
And I feel confident for that because I meet a lot of people around because I knock doors for my open house.
Yeah.
And I feel okay, knock doors and people nice, and other people know what to talk. Everywhere is that the same way. But it depends. If you want to rent, maybe you can do it, or maybe you can buy to sell again. You can do it, anything like that. Inspection coming, coming with everything okay. We're have before under contract, but they go out because they have financing issues.
Okay. Let me ask you this. What, the property like this, what do you really think something like this could rent for?
I talk with another company, work with rents, and they give me numbers for around 1,800 to 1,950 monthly.
Okay, between like 1,800 and 1,900 is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. Now I know you'd mentioned that the sellers they're ready to sell it. I know you have it listed here for 235. It looks like a beautiful home. I'll be honest. I like the home. I'm not 100% sure if I'd be the right buyer for you guys.
Okay.
And just the reason being is like I said, I know it's listed for 235. I don't know to the penny exactly, what my offer would be at just yet. I haven't gotten to crunch the numbers, but I know I probably wouldn't be able to come up that high. And of course, the last thing I ever want to do is I would never want to make an offer that would insult you or the sellers.
No, no way. No, it's
So I guess my question is,
not so lower, because they put in a money in there. It's not like coming with $50 because of course that is offense. But no offense. It's like okay, it's your home. That's it.
well, I guess let me like realistically, where do you feel the sellers really need to be at in order for it to make sense for them?
Uh, you know I can do.
What was that? I'm sorry, you came through broken.
Yeah, I can, discuss with you. But bring me over and present to them.
Well, I'm sorry, I came through a little broken. You said put together an offer and present it to them?
Yeah, present, yeah, give me your offer, whatever that you thinking is the right price for your investors. Give me to me. I gotta present to them because I can discuss with you how much they want.
Right. I don't know if is something like a cash offer, is that of any importance to them at all, or?
No, at all. But if you're gonna give me one cash offer, tell me how much they can pay, and I'm gonna talk with them. They are open, but not so lower.
Now
but we can talk.
Okay. Now I know obviously they're looking to get, of course, they want to get as much money as they can. Totally understand.
Yeah, if you're looking around, I saw a lot of properties around for sale. Not a lot, but I have 3 or 4, and anyone is under 200,000.
None of them are under 200,000.
Nope.
Got it. So they're right around 200. You think?
Yeah.
Is that something that your sellers would consider?
You tell me. I give you a lot of tips. No, yeah. Something we can work. It's not so crazy. It's not that they want it for sure, but it is what it is.
Is other than obviously price is important, but other than price, other than money, is there anything else that would be important to them, or anything at all with kind of structuring the deal, either timeline, a quick close, or a long, anything at all?
No.
Got it. Okay.
They can wait a little bit more, but they want to sell because they're gonna move with another, But another point they told me, for example, Emily, we're looking around to flip more properties. The price is so high, and maybe you're gonna start flipping again. Hi, handsome boy.
Yeah.
Flipping again that property and maybe bye. Wow, so gentleman. Hi and bye. So nice. Okay, yeah.
And then one last thing, and then I'll let you go. I know you'd mentioned kind of some of the other houses were nothing else as they're all listed at 200,000. And like I said, I don't know where my offer's at yet, but if I were to kind of take a closer look, and if the best I could do was a price that was less than 200, like if I look at my numbers and the best offer I'd be able to make would only be like 170 or 180, something much lower. Like I said, the last thing, I would never want to insult you or the sellers. Is that something, should I not even bother calling back, or would you still like me to just let you know?
send to me, because in paper I can talk with them, that show the paper and say that is the offer we have, da 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 da. Of course, maybe I come back with a contra offer. Maybe I'm gonna call you and say, no, I'm trying hard. They say no, where did that? I'm gonna say the contra offer, and so
Got it.
with you what your offer is, but we can move forward. But only talk to me. It's like, okay, I don't have nothing to present to them. Maybe I can call and say, somebody called me and told me that, and say, okay, but give me the offer.
Got it.
Because maybe they are happy and say, okay, let me sign that paper and do it. Or maybe, it's the plan.
Got it. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, let me, you've been very helpful. I've got some more information here. Let me take a closer look on my end and let me see where, the absolute best is I think I'd be able to get to. And then I'll reach back out and we can go from there.
Okay, perfect.
All right. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day.
You're welcome. You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Come on, man. That is what I am freaking talking about, guys. All right. I hope you guys picked up. There's so many gems that happen in that. So first and foremost, it's kind of subtle. But guys, so one, I ask about price. Now, guys, this happened in what? We've been live for like 20 minutes, and that call was like what? 5-10 minutes maybe, tops. So this is a property and it's got fully renovated. Everything's new. There are people that this could be a great rental, especially or possibly an Airbnb. Now, one thing she talked about neighborhood. Hey, why isn't this selling? Right. And I don't say it in a way of, man, this is a ridiculous price. No, I don't want to get into that at all. I'm like, hey, this looks like a great house, right? Or it looks like great, whatever it is, make a compliment of any way, shape, or form. Compliment and then say, hey, what do you think's been holding people back? Let them answer. Right. And she's like, oh, the neighborhood, I'm like, oh, got it. So it sounds like, not the best neighborhood, or it sounds like, people have had a problem with the neighborhood. And she talks a little bit more and she's like, oh, but 3 bedrooms, 4 bedrooms, nothing sells for less than 200,000. Boom. What did she just do? She just lowered the price for me. I said, okay, got it. So all of them, it sounds like, were listed or sold at like 200,000. And if you noticed, I also said 200,000 again, because I now want to re-anchor her to where that is her top line. Now, what else did we do? I also said, hey, look, I don't know where my offer would be at just yet. And guys, this is how, never make an offer that isn't welcomed. You don't need to force offers. I never make an offer somebody doesn't want. If I was not the right buyer for her, or if there was zero chance of me ever getting this deal, she would have made that very clear right off the bat, right? And you guys have all spoke with the agents, right? To where they're like, don't waste my time. Don't call me back. Don't make a lowball offer, right? They'll make it very clear. One of my ninja moves that I love to use is I say, okay, got it. Hey, look, I don't know where my offer would be at just yet, but I know you have it listed for 235. Obviously, you want to get the most money that you possibly can. Totally get it. If I look at things, and if for whatever the case may be, if the very best my offer could be is only like, 170 or 180, is that something like, should I just not even bother calling back? Or would you like me to at least let you know? Like, what would you prefer? Why do I say that? Because as soon, did you notice and I love this response because it happens all the time. They're just like, no, like, yeah, call back, like, hey, even if it's low, like, at least let me know. What did she do there? Guys, 1,000%, they will look at an offer at 170, 50K less, right? We're talking 50, 60 grand less than their asking price, their list price right there. That is how you get deals. This is how Privy, in 20 minutes, you can make a $10,000, $15,000 assignment fee, for 20 minutes worth of work. And then what I would do is, man, guys, so this specific property, my big thing is, guys, the relationship with your buyer is everything, right? Because what would I do? I'm going to know the buyer that I have a relationship with that's a perfect fit for this property. And this is going to be so easy. I'd reach out to them. They tell me exactly to the penny what they'd be able to pay. And then, you know, if we needed earnest money, whatever, they're going to provide that. Now, this house, probably a good fit for, well, it's a 3-1, so hedge funds don't really like that, and it's a bit old, but it depends on who you talk to. Some hedge funds have a bit more leeway than others. But this could potentially be a good Airbnb or rental. The nice thing is it's all rehabbed. And if the offer's low enough, you know, especially at those rent prices, it can make sense. And just, you know, sub 200 for a fully renovated home, kind of wild. So guys, so much you can do there, but I hope you saw when you're calling agents, when you're using Privy, all that information that we got, all that information we got from a quick 10-minute phone call. So 752 square feet is so small, 100%. That's why it's not selling, right? It is definitely a small property. But if you can get it at the right price, this is an amazing, amazing investment. Let's see. Can you show how you put in the offer? So that would just be a phone call. So what I would do is I would take a closer look at this property. I would look at some comps, and I would make sure that, okay, you know, I talked with her about 170, 180. Now the thing is, when I make my offer, I'm going to be even probably lower than that. But what I did was I got her to say, yes, it's okay for me to call back and give a low offer. And she was even like, yo, they'll take a look at it. You know, you never know what's going to happen. Maybe they'll say yes, maybe they're not. Guys, the agent knows their seller, right? They would not say something like that if they knew all day it was a hard no, and the seller would never entertain an offer that low. So when they're giving you that kind of feedback, it's worth the time. But making the offer, I call the agent back. So what I would do is I would call that agent back. You know, if I wanted to make let's say I wanted to make an offer at 150, and I would tell Emlyn here, I'd say, hey, Emlyn, you know, I took a closer look. So the offer that I have here is you know, whatever I came up with, you know, 150, 155, 160, whatever that initial offer is that I want to make. I would call her back and I would say, hey, also, so that you know, I don't know if I mentioned this before, I probably should have. You know, as I'm making this offer, I am unrepresented. So, hey, if it's okay with you, you know, I would love to have you kind of represent me in this deal. And that way, hey, if we are able to put together something that's able to be a good fit for them, you know, you can get both sides of the commission there. Right. And what am I doing? I'm giving that extra incentive to that agent to put even more effort for making that offer kind of go through smooth. Oh man, love the feedback, guys. But so that right there is how I use Privy. Now, the other thing I would do is, if I didn't already have a buyer that this is a good fit for, what I would do is I'd come down to comps. And so these houses that I looked at right here, I would call these guys. So especially this one. So I would look at that. Why? Because this is a duplex. So this is somebody that does buy and hold rental properties in this exact neighborhood, right? Specifically on this block. So I'd come down here, I'd go to property history, and I would see, so who bought this most recently? Right here. So whatever that is, Best Deals LLC, I would take this, I'd put it right in here. I'd go to opencorporates.com, totally free. You don't have to pay for anything. All right, let's see. There's only one that pops up. New York. Oh man, I wonder. Let's see. We've got this name here. So what I would do is I would take this name, copy, I'd go to truepeoplesearch.com. Also totally free, costs absolutely nothing. And I'd put this in here and I'd hit search. And let's see. Now, this is kind of a bit of a difficult name. Now, sometimes this can be hit or miss with the names. Let's see. Let's just see what pops up. But ideally, what I would do is I would look here to see if they have a mobile number. And a lot of times, this is actually surprisingly really good. And the numbers are, all right, this just, I don't know what happened there. But if I can't, there's also a lot of times where I won't be able to find a number, using this method. So what am I going to do? Again, this is what I love about Privy. I'm going to go back to that property, if my screen will load. All right, so I'm going to go back here. And this house that I want to know who the buyer is, I'm going to come all the way to the top. God, same thing, man. Agents are your friends. I'm going to copy and paste. And then let's see if she's in here. Jennifer Gutierrez. Let's see. Does she have a cell? Not on this site. Facebook. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. LinkedIn. Come on, Jennifer. We've got TikTok. Let's try LinkedIn. Contact info. Nope. All right, let's go back. Let's go back to all right, let's find Jennifer's number. Because what I want to do is I want to call her and show you what that conversation looks like. Oh. See, this probably is going to be an office number. But let's give it a go. 305-798-1797.
Please leave your message for 305-798-8179. Hello?
Hey, Jennifer.
Yes,
Hey, Jennifer. This is Nathan. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Yeah, I was actually I know it's kind of a random call. I saw a duplex that you sold just recently on Mulberry Street.
Yes.
Yeah, I was actually calling because
Hear me?
can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I was calling because I saw that property. It looks like an amazing rental, and I actually have a house literally right around the corner from this that I'm kind of working right now, that I think could be a really good deal for somebody that's looking for a rental property. And I was wondering, I don't know if you worked with the buyer on that house, but I wasn't sure if you had that same buyer or if you had an investor looking for a rental property kind of like that in that neighborhood.
Well, I went, yeah, I represent the seller and the buyer. So yeah, I mean, I know, obviously I know both are the seller as well as the buyer are investors.
Oh, awesome. Perfect. Do you know, for the investor that's looking for more rental properties in that area, are they still looking to buy more rentals in that neighborhood?
Yes, depending of what you're selling, but yeah, I'll be happy to.
Yeah,
If you
so
can send me that.
yeah, I'm still kind of working on it right now, but it's a 3 bedroom, 1 bath. Everything's fully renovated, so it's pretty much all turnkey. It's ready to go. It's perfect. It's vacant. So yeah, and very similar to this one, how everything's in perfect condition. So that's why I thought it'd be a great fit for your buyer.
Okay, yeah, can you send it to me, and then I can, not just him, because I know he would like more multi-families, but I have other investors that I work with that, are you the owner of the property? Are you the investor? Are you the agent? Are you what?
Yeah, no, so I'm actually the investor. So I'm kind of in the works of negotiating it right now. So I'm not, yeah, so this one I would probably, if it's able to be a good fit for your buyer, I would probably, for this house, look to just assign it to them.
Okay.
Do
Okay,
do you know, for your buyers, when they're looking to buy in this neighborhood, or for property like this one, typically what do they need in order for it to be a good deal for them?
money.
Right.
That's like the most important thing. Like, I mean, most of them, they have people to do like fixing and doing all the stuff, So that's just the main thing. But just send, like, you will have to send it to me. Send me some pictures, and see if he will be interested, and he or the other ones that I have. Because I have another one too that is interested. Not specific the area, but depending on the price, then they will let me know.
Okay, for rentals, do they have like a specific kind of rate of return or
Like
anything like that that they look for? Yeah.
No, those people are the people that the one, like one of the ones that they bought that duplex, like it's pretty big with multifamily. But then I have other ones that, depending on that, some of them they don't ask me, they just run the numbers.
Okay.
They just send properties and then let me know, and then I let you know, kind of thing.
Okay.
So do you have to do the numbers for them? No, you don't have to do anything. You just have to give me the property, and then they will do it.
Okay, got it. And what's the best way for you to get paid on the deal?
Oh, I put my fee, because I do sometimes. Well, a lot of times I do off market.
Nice.
I don't use my license, so yeah, I do a fee depending on the amount and the property. Then it goes different.
Cool. So you just tack your fee on top?
Yeah.
Love it. No problem there.
I mean, it's actually like however you want to handle it, but yeah, I usually put that. If you want to take it to the MLS, then it would be like, obviously I use my license. Depending on how they want. Like, I don't, as long as I make money, I don't care.
Got it. No, I love that. And then just my last question, that neighborhood way better than me. For kind of a 3 bedroom, 1 bath house, it is a bit on the small side. What do you
How many
think
square feet?
about, it's just under 800, so like 750-ish.
That's small. In that neighborhood, wow, I thought it was gonna be bigger. Because I closed that one. I saw one off market. It was at 31. It was not renovated. But I did everything off market. Didn't touch the MLS. That one was 190, and that was around 900 square feet.
Do you think, if it's fully renovated, it is a little bit smaller, but what do you think your buyers would be able to pay roughly?
I mean, even renovated, I would not go like I would say two. I don't know. I have to see the renovations. because what you think is cute, maybe they don't think it's cute. You know?
Right. It's very, it's nice.
Renovation.
The work is not like it's very similar to the duplex you sold. You know, you've got granite countertops. You know, it's nothing kind of weird. Nothing going on. You know, just the only downside is that it's a little bit on the smaller side. But you know, new roof, everything's good.
Yeah, it was just a fluffy. I would say the most that he would make would like 210 or something like. And that's kind of pushing it.
Okay.
Because the area is not that great. The area is bad, but for whatever he needed it worked perfectly fine for him. I mean, it was. You know, the 2 doors, everything was renovated, so he didn't have to put anything on it, and he wanted like that. But that one sold for $355, which it had a issue with title. So.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, so that's why it's so cheap compared to what if it was no issue with title, it would be like I received 12 offers on that property.
Oh wow.
And but it was the problem with title. So, and I received 420 for that duplex in that location, but I couldn't push it because FHA would not pass. So, I received many FHAs. But then DSCR was the one that closed it. So for that one, I would not push more than 10, even though it's renovated, because the square feet and the location, it kills those properties.
Okay, so
a lot of them, they love it on the MLS, and as soon as when they went to the location, they're like, okay, never mind. I still got offers from investors because they know like what you can push. You can push there, you can push Busch Gardens, you can push the public transportation, but it's still the location for like a home.
Yeah.
I personally don't think they would. I mean, would they sell? I don't know how your neighbors next to you and in front of you.
Got it.
On this, they were like pretty bad. They were breaking in most of the time.
Oh, geez. Okay.
So, and that's why he put like impacting windows on those. So yeah, I mean, you can send me that and you can let me know how much you want to charge. It's like investors like you. You know, they're gonna always negotiate.
Yeah,
and if they work, they move forward. If not, they don't.
Awesome. And I'm really transparent, and same thing for you. Like the biggest thing for me is really just making sure like we're able to make the deal go through. So, you know, look, I want to make sure you get paid and the investor makes money. So I'm really kind of straightforward with stuff, really easy to work with. My last question for you, and then I'll let you go, is for a house kind of like right by this one, you know, yes, it's small, about 750 square feet, but 3-bed, 1-bath. What do you think kind of the market rent is for something like that?
Oh, I don't know. You just have to run the market for it.
Okay, so you don't have an idea off the top of your head what you think it'd be at?
No.
Okay, yeah, I was kind of thinking like 18 to 1900. But yeah, I figured you just sold this one, so I wasn't sure.
Run the market. Yeah, you have to run the market because a duplex is a completely different than a single family home.
Right.
But listen, I gotta let you go.
Yeah, Jennifer, let me let you go, and I will be in touch.
All right, thank you.
Thanks. Take care.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Guys, did we just do a deal in under 50 minutes? So, guys, this is so crazy. So this is literally Privy. This is what Privy does for you. All right. So especially when you're using it the right way and you know how to use it, guys, we called a house that probably everybody would have just not even called, right? When we spoke with that agent, we talked about making an offer at like 170, and she pretty much told us that they would absolutely accept an offer at 200. She just this agent we talked on the phone. What did she say? She said, "Oh, I sold a 3-bedroom house off market, right? So she wholesales. I sold a 3-bedroom off market in this same neighborhood." She was like, "Yeah, it's a bad neighborhood." She was like, "It needed work, and she sold it for 190. Now, the other big thing we have to take into consideration, you might be like, "Oh, well, she said, you know, it would need to be at like the investors wouldn't want to pay over 200, 210. Guys, you got to know you're playing the game. What did she tell us? She is a wholesaler. What did she also say? She taxed her fee on top. It is in her best interest to give me an artificially low number. If she sold a house that's similar to ours for 190 that didn't have any work done to it, and ours is fully renovated, you bet that they will pay more than 190, more than 200, and probably more than 210. Could be wrong, but we've got to keep that in mind, right? Because she wants to make sure that she works her fee in there, which is nothing wrong with that, but got to keep that in mind. So do we think we could make an offer to that other agent at 200 or below and then call her back and say, hey, I think I can get it for your buyers at 205 or close to 210? I think there's a lot of potential. And we literally did it all in under an hour. That's wild. Guys, I hope you will all go and do the same exact thing. If you haven't already, guys, sign up for Privy. Like, this is just one example of what you can do with it. This is how I was able to do a deal in 30 days by spending, honestly, like 60 to 90 minutes of focused work, a day, Monday through Friday. And I did a $20,000 deal in that time frame. And it was all from using Privy, using it exactly like I'm showing you guys right now. So guys, have an amazing weekend. Use Privy. Guys, also, when we're talking to agents, don't force offers. You don't need to. And if you want to learn more about, hey, how do we use Privy to its highest and best use for you guys to get deals, feel free. I think it should be in the banner down below. We've got a Facebook group. It's called the Painless Wholesaling Facebook group. It's totally free. Come check it out. We do trainings and a bunch of really cool stuff in there. And would love to show you guys more about how we use Privy and how we use it to get deals and do deals. Guys, until then, have a great rest of your Friday. Have an amazing weekend. And I will see you on Deal Finding Friday next week. Take care, guys.